Let's begin! First up, let's take a look at the gameplay. Operation Warcade is an arcade shooting game with so many action-packed elements. In each stage you scroll from left to right, while shooting many different types of enemies, such as soldiers with guns, enemies who throw knives at you, that you must dodge or shoot in mid-air, and also many different types of vehicles. Your main weapon is an Uzi that has unlimited ammo. You don't need to reload the gun, which makes the game very arcade-like and also enables non-stop action. Scattered around the stages are conveniently placed explosive barrels that send enemies flying. These are also a great help to your score, as waiting for the right moment when a lot of enemies are around one can instantly boost your kill streak. The scoring is done very well, as headshots are tracked and there are online leaderboards. Also in each stage are power-ups you can collect, like freezing grenades, fire grenades, or slow motion. They are obviously not very realistic, but it doesn't matter because the game is going for pure chaotic fun. This is even more apparent when you get the gravity gun that can pick up and launch most objects seen on screen, including vehicles. The main addition in the game that prevents the game from being quite repetitive is the immersion point. These are like bonus stages where your view changes and you're given something new to interact with. These are incredibly fun and are so varied. You may find yourself piloting a helicopter, a jet, or even driving a truck while shooting through the windscreen. They also arm you with different weapons like a bow and arrow, sniper, or grenade launcher, which are all very responsive and feel great to use. These immersion points don't last too long, but these short thrill rides really set this game apart. My favourites are dual wielding shotguns on the top of a vehicle and hanging out of the side of a helicopter. They really do get your heart racing, especially as bullet time appears in these and is basically the same mechanic as Super Hots. You can deflect bullets with the side of your guns, and if you get hit once, you are taken out of the immersion point. It really does make it so much more intense, as you will want to stay in these for as long as possible. Each stage has 3 challenges to beat, which you will want to take a good look at and try to beat, as beating them rewards you with stars, which unlocks more stages. These challenges are very different from one another. You may need to run over a certain amount of enemies, get a certain amount of sniper kills, or free civilians from cages. There's too many to list and it can be a bit tricky remembering them when you have started a level. Luckily they can be seen again in the pause menu. As you progress through the game, you unlock upgrades that can be enabled or disabled. There is quite a lot here and do change up the gameplay a fair bit. Now let's take a look at how immersive this game is. Although it appears that you are looking at a screen whilst playing, the world does have a lot of depth. In VR, it's more like you're looking out of a window that has no glass. Some of the edges on objects can look a bit jagged, and the textures are quite blurry in places. When a knife is thrown towards you, the depth is incredible, and it does eventually fly through the window-like screen in front of you. It did make me flinch quite a few times. The game does have a lot of pop-in. Quite often you will see something magically appear to the sides of you. It can be a little distracting, but not enough to really hurt the gameplay. The action is so over the top that you are mostly focused on what is taking part right in front of you. The loading times when you enter an immersion point are a bit longer than I would have liked. Loading screens always hurt the immersion in VR games, and when a game is so action-packed, they do hurt the pace quite a bit. The soldiers do have a ragdoll physics engine attached to them, so when they are killed, they will fall and react correctly to a bullet impact. It really does look great. You can select from 2 different types of music in the game, dance and epic. You can even turn the music off if you want. Now let's take a look at the setup and what controllers the game supports. I played this game in a seated position just under 2 meters away from the camera. If you did stand whilst playing this game though, it would make dodging enemy projectiles easier. The head tracking was great and the game did not make me motion sick. This game can be played with the DualShock controller, 2 move controllers, or the aim controller. 1 move controller is not supported. When playing with the DualShock, you aim by using the controller's motion sensor. It's quite easy to aim with, but I would say this control method is the least fun of the 3. Playing with 2 move controllers gives you control control of 2 hands. This makes the shooting a lot more fun and realistic. Driving sections allow you to physically steer as well as shoot through the window, which does feel amazing. Piloting for jet and helicopter can be a bit tricky though, and I never fully felt like I was in complete control. It's not a problem when using the DualShock or aim controller though. Playing with the aim controller actually changes your weapon to an assault rifle. Holding it feels quite realistic due to its size in the virtual world. You can be very precise with your aiming, and it's simply just a lot of fun to play with the aim controller in this game. Now let's take a look at the length of the game and what trophies come with it. It took me around 5 hours to get 58 stars out of 108 stars. Although that doesn't sound like a lot, I have seen the majority of the game, as when you get to this part of the game, the required stars to unlock a single stage increases quite a bit. If I was going for 100% completion, I would imagine my time would very likely be over doubled, especially as you can fail a star challenge in a stage, which results in you having to restart the whole level again. If you are a trophy hunter, you will be happy to know that there is a platinum up for grabs. In total there are 21 trophies that can be achieved. There is 6 bronze, 6 silver, 8 gold and 1 platinum. Oddly, there isn't any trophies that are tied to completing the stages themselves. You do however get trophies for getting a certain amount of stars, and getting 100 stars is certainly going to take some time, especially as some of the challenges are pretty hard. Other trophies are rewarded for getting kill streaks and for getting a certain score in the stages. The remaining trophies are rewarded for simple actions and shouldn't be too hard to achieve. Overall, the platinum is certainly well earned and is something to be proud of. And now it's time for the verdict. You're not going to find a fully polished game here, thanks to the pop-in and some not so high quality textures, but what you will find is some crazy over the top action-packed gameplay. The immersion points really do make this game stand out, and the overall setup hasn't really been seen in a PSVR game yet. It's almost as if the developers just listed loads of cool things they'd want to experience in VR and then just put them all together. The variety in each of the stage's challenges keeps you on your toes as you progress through the game. They really do require you to master each of the gameplay elements, and doing so is a lot of fun, although it can be a bit annoying having one challenge left to complete in a stage when it is near the level's exit and is tied to an immersion point. It can be a bit tedious having to go through the whole stage again to reach it, but on the other hand, it does add to the intensity when you finally arrive. If you're looking for a new aim controller game to add to your collection, you won't be disappointed here. It does handle very well. Overall, if you're looking for an action-packed thrill ride, Operation Warcade should be on the top of your to-do list. There really is never a dull moment. I absolutely love this game, and I really do see myself going back to this one to try and get 100% completion. It really is that much fun. As always, if you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more PlayStation VR content.